Because Rory, she has the abs. The guys that she picks, yeah, girl, you knew. You knew you didn't want to marry Christopher. It was like a dream that I don't want to have again. What spiritual battle are you going through? I just want to forget it. I just want to unsee it for the rest of my life. What is good, guys? Welcome to my channel. So in today's video, we are rating all the Gilmore Girls characters. So I just finished watching like 2 weeks ago. So TikTok recommended this show to me because if you were on TikTok during the fall, Gilmore Girl was everywhere. So I started watching it, and I'm a Gilmore Girl family now. We have all the characters here, and we're gonna talk about them. We're gonna talk about everyone that I care about, everyone that I want to talk about. So okay, let me break down how I have my tiers. So the I can't cope is like whenever I see on the screen, I want you to leave. I can't cope with you. Yes, give us nothing. You came on the screen, like you did what you gotta do, but like, thank you. Bye. We're rooting for you is like, you know, you have potential, but what did you do? They can never make me hate you. I like my guilty pleasures. And the chef kiss are my stellar, like my people, the people I vibe with. I was rooting for Dave because Dave was a perfect guy for Lane. He was perfect. Do you read the whole Bible just to impress Miss Kim? They just left. It's like, where did you go? You didn't give us any notice. You just left. So I would say we were rooting for you. Like, there was so much potential there. Because of you, she ended up with Zach. The next girl is April. I don't know why April gets a lot of hate. I know she was an interference with the ship, but she's my girl. She gave us who Rory should have been. She gave us like the beginning of like Rory vibes. If the show continued, April is gonna be everyone's baby girl. Chef kiss. She was so geeky. I loved it. Colin and Finn, they were a vibe, but I feel like they should have given us more of them. Like, they didn't do them justice, so we're rooting for you. Caesar, I love Caesar. Oh, little granny. Drella. Yes, like I can't cope. Like, I cannot cope with her. Whenever I see her, it's just so rude. Brian was just there. Like, he didn't give anything, but it was so nice to Lane. So I just for Lane's sake, like, you're good to my girl. I didn't like Doyle, I'm sorry. But he was like good fit for Paris. Like, he really liked Paris, but like I can't cope. Like, I don't like him. So I'll say yes, give us nothing, because he didn't really give much. It was just like an annoying little boyfriend hopping around. Dean. So Dean is definitely in the I can't cope tier. He represents the not everybody needs to be in a relationship crew. Rory could not breathe in that relationship. Like, if she moves left, right, like, it was toxic. Everything started when he told Rory like he loved her, and she ran away. Back her around for her life. She's like, let me go read my books, because what am I hearing? What is this? And he built a car for her, you know, with the whole Jess situation. I believe like the closure of the relationship was what caused the damage at the end, because there was no really good closure. Dean was highly intimidated by Jess. He's intimidated by a lot of things, like, guy. So he definitely wasn't happy about the breakup. He felt like, you know, Jess was a threat and everything, but he really wasn't. Like, if she don't like you no more, she don't like you no more. So he started to use that as a mechanism, like his kind of anger, to get married to an innocent lady. Like, the girl just started on her own. Everybody knows he was never into that girl. Poor Lindsay, like, I feel so sorry for just caught up in the middle of unresolved relationship. It's like, you know, if you're gonna move on, it gave the vibe like, you know, I was with Rory first, nobody can have her, but now that she broke up with me, I gotta do something to get on the skin, and he sure did. So he decided to get married to Lindsay, and then he was the first person he couldn't wait to announce to Rory, because like when he was like, I'm getting married, and she's like, we just broke up like 2 seconds ago, and you already get married to someone else. Like, what is this? Like, I know I made a mistake, but this is my guy. I should be the one. This is my date. She's like, he's my date. He's my And we know if Rory went to that wedding, which Luke told Rory, please don't go, because you're gonna ruin that marriage. You're gonna ruin that wedding, because that guy is not gonna get married to Lindsay. Maybe like if we didn't interfere, like we could have just saved Lindsay a heartbreak. The second breakup didn't make sense to me, because I just blinked my eyes and they broke up, because I didn't understand. And then the way I was trying to convince Luke that the relationship won't work because both Rory and Lorelai are the same, like you can never fit in, this is who they are. Ugh, can you just move on and leave Rory alone, please? He has a lot of growth to do. Okay, this random guy, this is Alex. He liked Lorelai, but it didn't really work out. I think they only had a conversation for like 2 seconds. so I don't care about you. Christopher, I can't cope. Many reasons I can't cope with Christopher, because whenever it comes on screen, it's gonna break a heart. It's gonna make someone cry. It's gonna make me cry. The saddest scene was the wedding scene when I think Sherry got pregnant and he had to go. I cried though. For you to call Lorelai when Sherry left to kind of help you with your kid, please. So I was happy like Rory kind of stood up for her mother's like, just stop calling her because you're gonna break her heart. Facts. Rory spoke facts there. Like she did something there. And the fact that you knew Lorelai just got a relationship with Luke. You knew that lady was just doing whatever. Like you knew, and then you even asked her like, I hope it's not just a booty call, he was using me. You knew you were being used. Like, let's just be truthful. He knew the whole scenario. He just wanted to be like, let me just be used. And the fact that you guys went to Paris, okay, and you decided to propose to her about 2 seconds of getting back together. Everybody knows Laura, like, she gonna say yeah. Any marriage proposal, she'll say yes. She just can't say no. Like, that's the problem with her. Just say no. And they ended up divorcing. Asher. Not Asher. Asher was a creep. I don't know how old he was. No, like sometimes there's some episode that you watch like your favorite shows and you're just like, what happened? What's going on here? What am I watching? It's like that vibe of like That's So Raven, where Eddie and Raven got together and it's like, what happened here? I'm just gonna ignore this episode. The whole season of Asher and Paris, it was like a dream that I don't want to have again. I just want to forget it. I just want to unsee it for the rest of my life. It was so random. It was just like out of character for Paris. Like, yeah, Asher is, I cannot cope. But those side characters, they could never make me hate you because you didn't do anything to me. Give us nothing. Next lady is Emily. I got a lot to talk about Emily. Emily, they can never make me hate you. This tier was specifically created for this lady. And she gave content. She gave us content. Like, as a viewer, she's making the show worth to watch. Because she was a very entertaining, complex, complicated, confusing character. This lady gave me headaches. There were so many aspects where you could see like she was actually showing a little bit of emotion and a little bit of understanding. But then the next day, she's like, she goes back to normal. Christopher and Lorelai broke up. She was like, you are a good, like she really gave kudos to Lorelai. She's like, you're very hardworking, you're a good mother. Like, even though you've broken up with Christopher, the next day, you're gonna stand back on your feet because you don't have to rely on anyone because you have your own financial, you got your own aim, everything will be okay, which is what you actually need. Lorelai was really happy. She's like, finally a mother is opening up to me. And then the next day she's so cold and distant. It's like, what spiritual battle are you going through? So like, it's just like the feeling of isolation. And she does that many times in the show where she's like opens up and then she's a real person understanding her daughter. And then the next day you're just cold and distant and creating isolation. So I don't know how you expect Lorelai to, like, she's a human being as well. So sometimes you do get under her skin. But Lorelai, she tried her best. To the end, she was always trying to compromise. And I know she does she sometimes she does kind of say a little some shit about her, but she's very hard to deal with. She just fails to see Lorelai's aspect of life. They can never make me hate you because I like Emily. I'm sorry. So next is Francie. I felt like if we had her like later in the show, it would make the show even more interesting. So I would say we're rooting for you. So next is Jill. I don't really like Jill, but when I was on TikTok, that people like I saw this edit of when I was younger. That guy look good. Jill is give us nothing because it gave me nothing. Oh my god, Hamlin. I know Chilton was like a high society school, but I think they were unnecessarily mean to Rory. Like specifically, like the time that pissed me off is like, I know they're trying to give like this, academic advice for, because she wants to go to like Yale and Harvard and that kind of stuff. And then they're like, we see that just kind of sit alone and we don't see you like mingling with like other people in your class. And then she's like, I'm good. Like, I'm just here to do my study, go home. I got friends in my hometown. I'm just here to kind of do my work and move on. That's the reason I'm here. Understandable, because not everybody wants to mingle around with people and be friends. Like, maybe like people in the school, I don't like any of them. They're not friends worthy to me. Rory stood up for herself, like, why do I need to do this? And then they're like, it's important because, if you want to go into Yale or Harvard, you need to see that you're a social kind of person. And, she's okay, great. And she's like, okay, let me just sit with some crew. And that's what she meant, Francine. She was so mean. So now she's joined some kind of group, and they have like a little kind of culty thing that they do. And in order to kind of get into that kind of little cult, you have to try and steal something from the principal's office. Or ring. I don't remember. She definitely had to take something from the principal's office, part of the ritual. And they got caught. Rory got in trouble. And then she's like, well, I was just trying to follow your advice. You literally said, like, I have to make friends. Well, these are the people I made. So now can I just be alone? Like, and listen to my music and read my books. And then, like, the end of that episode, that was my favorite episode. And made me to like Rory's character. So at the end, she just kind of sat on her own in the cafeteria with her little headphones and reading her books and eating. A vibe. Principal Hanlon, I can't cope with you because you're just so strict for no reason. Henry, he was a good guy. No, we're rooting for you. You see, Lane had potential candidates that she could be with them, but she ended up with Zach. If they had cut the cameras, I'm going on. Then we never saw him again. This is Suki's husband, Jackson. Jackson and Suki are literally the same people. They were made for each other. They're both very hyper, worried about unnecessary things. He didn't give me much. I'm sorry. He didn't give me much. I would say, like, we were rooting for you because the storylines didn't really storyline for me. Like, there was really nothing. This is about him and Suki together and the kids and babysitting. Nothing. Jamie. I don't remember Jamie. How could I forget Jamie? Jamie was treated so bad. Jamie was who Paris dated, and then she cheated on him with Asher. Jamie was so good. It was mistreated. He was a good guy. Chef kiss. Top. He deserved better. Paris treated him like shit. Like dust. Like it was nothing. And then she ended up with Doyle. Like, come on. Jamie, Doyle, like, you can do better. So next to Jen. Jen is Rory's roommate. I liked her. Like, she had a little bit of sass, and she was very fiery. She didn't really like Paris. Yeah. Paris is annoying. Like, she'll be very hard to live with. So, like, I understand you. Like, they can never make me hate. Like, I don't like Jason. Like, I'm so sorry. It was so weird. Lorelai has to sleep in a separate bedroom because she doesn't like being around people. Just very high maintenance. Jess had his moments. Like, the unnecessary flaring up in the first seasons was so horrible. It was so mean. Like, his words are very harsh to Luke. Like, they're just trying to help him. But, like, my guy changed a little better. Writing his own books and everything. He's a writer, and like he even inspired Rory. He even inspired Rory to go back to Yale. Because I was like, why are you dropping at Yale?
It's complicated.
What is this? I'm not seeing who you're supposed to be. Like, I love the check-ins. Like, this is not you. Why you drop out of Yale? Why are you with this guy? Why are you doing this and that? He was checking her like, this is not what you're supposed to be. That's true love, man. Like, that's true love. When you think about it, he is that guy. But the thing is, like, it wasn't that guy in Star because it was, a little immature. Same as Dean. At least, you can see the difference. Dean never grew up. Just did. Oh my God. Chef kiss. Kirk? How many jobs does that guy have? How many jobs does Kirk have? Because he's a rich man. I love Kirk. Chef kiss. I love Kyle. She was cute. But like, we didn't really get more storyline for her. So we're rooting for you because you could have did more. She just gave us like, I'm a replacement for Lane. Yeah. But I liked her. She was a little cute little girl. Justice for Lane. I love Lane so much, but we're rooting for you. Lane, she was my girl. She let me down. The moment Zach ruined that big chance for them to succeed in their band. Out the door. That should have been the end of the relationship. They should not go back together. Like, I know Zach became a good person later. Like, I don't care if become a good person later, but you ruined the chance she had. And, like, the band broke up. Like, everything was just a mess. That was the beginning of Elaine's downfall. Because, she should have pursued her career before all that. So, I feel like if she was still at home and Miss Kim was able to change, like, she would definitely, like, Miss Kim, she's a strict lady, but if she's able to change, she'll definitely be able to give her good advice and say it. Because you can see Miss Kim, she has interest in music as well. Same way that she told, like, Zach, you need to make music. If you're not to marry my daughter, I need you to make, like, a hit song that's gonna bang. She'll probably give Lane that kind of ultimatum saying, you need to be successful before you go around getting married. I just feel like she has so much potential. So I'm putting her in, like, we're rooting for you. We were rooting for you. Because Lane should not have ended like that. Lindsay, yeah. I'll put Lindsay in, like, we're rooting for you. Because I just feel sorry for her because she just got in the middle of a relationship that was never going to work. She was blindsided. So next, Liz. I don't like Liz. I'm really sorry. Like, she's a headache for me. I can't cope. I don't like her. Like, let Luke breathe. Like, take responsibilities. And, like, she wasn't really, like, she didn't really do much for Jess either. She's kind of, like, have a child and set him free to do whatever he wants to do. I don't know, she just gave, like, a carefree life, but then everybody has to sort it out. Luke has to do these things for her. It's just, like, can you just grow up? Like, I don't like her. So, my Logan, my guy, he is in Chef Kiss. 100%. Logan was a mature boyfriend that Rory needed. The thing is, he's supposed to have this conversation before he proposed. So I felt really sorry for Logan, but I love Logan. He's perfect. He is the one for her. He's the one for everybody. Very mature in his approach, very mature in the conversations they have. So the time where Rory, she wrote that article bashing, like, the rich people, and he's like, what's the difference between you and me? Like, boy. And he really kind of shut her down. He's able to, give her what she needs to be given. Like, just check her. He's able to check her, which is something you need in a relationship. Someone got to check you if you're doing bull. And also, like, the time when she had a crush on, like, the substitute lecturer, and then she was able to communicate that with Logan, which shows maturity. Because let's have mature conversations. We're adults here. So you can definitely tell, like, the huge difference between Logan and Dean. Like, you can never compete. Enough said about Logan. Everything Logan did in my eyes is fine. So, Chef Kiss, Logan. Lorelei, Chef Kiss. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I know some people don't like Lorelei and all that kind of stuff. But let's think about it. We're not perfect people. We have our own attitude. We make our mistakes. But let's think about it. If you're living in, like, a small town and everybody treats you like you're the queen, you're gonna possess a little bit of pride. you're gonna do some things that only you can get away with. So I know she does some, like, some little things that are kind of annoying. But it's just like, that's the compensation she gets from being the queen of the town. Luke and Lorelai broke up, the whole town with the ribbon thing. Like, it just shows how precious she is in the community. So that enables her to possess some attitude that's not good. But overall, if you put that aside, she's a good person. She treats everybody very well. She makes her own mistakes. She has some things that you need to check. But overall, she's a good mother. She always checks Rory out. Like, she's not afraid to check her out. She's like, what are you doing? She made her to know, like, what are you doing with Dean? You are the other woman. He's married. Like, what are you doing? So, yeah, I'll say, like, I know she has her stuff. I know she has her bad things, but Chef Kiss. Because if I was living in a little town, everybody loved me. Like, you don't want to see me. You don't want to see me. Even in contrast, she was definitely way humble than a lot of us could ever be. But the area that pissed me off, like, there's a few things that pissed me off, is the Christopher situation. Why? I understand her with the ultimatum. I think, like, Luke did not do well in that relationship. Like, I felt so sorry for Laura. Like, she was always on edge. Like, she wasn't sure what was going to happen wedding and everything. Like, I feel so bad for her around that time. It was it was a time of pressure. And also, Emily, as your mother, too, it was a lot of pressure for her. So I really understand that aspect. Luke did not, Luke was it was a very bad partner around that time. It was a very bad partner. Like, I have to say, if it was me, I would be crying because I'm like, what's going on? I'll be under pressure. Like, I have high blood pressure because number one, Luke, you can't communicate with him. He's snappy once in a while. I don't like that. When she gave him an ultimatum, out of like the pressure that she's feeling, because she's not really getting anything back, but like she's needing to go to Christopher. Like, come on, everybody's inconvenience. She's so straight to Christopher. Christopher is literally, as he said, a booty call. She went to Christopher and we know what happened. And in terms of the marriage, in terms of getting married to Christopher, girl, you knew. You knew you didn't want to marry Christopher. You knew Luke was the only guy for you. Anna, I can never. I can't cope. I cannot cope with Anna. I'm so sorry. She made Luke life hell because you got pregnant and you just decided like, I'm gonna keep my child and not tell the father. Like, Luke is such a good person. And then her excuse is like, I didn't tell you because you didn't look like a family person. But he deserved to know. That's number one. Number two is the fact that like she wants to be creating restrictions for him seeing his own daughter. Come on now. The last one that pissed me off, like, if we're really gonna be serious about it, when she's like, her grandmother is sick and she's relocating. And she's relocating like miles away. And then like Luke, he's in that aspect, Luke is very nice, but he has his own bad character too. He's trying to create like some schedule on how she's gonna be meeting April and everything, and she just has some kind of attitude. Like, what I hate is attitude out of nowhere. It's like we're having a normal conversation and you're just bringing attitude to this conversation. She threatened Luke and say like, if we go to court, you ain't gonna win because look at your life. She analyzed the guy's life. No. I can't cope with her. My two girlies, so this is Louise and Madeline. They really had potential, so we're rooting for you. Okay, this is Lucy. Lucy, yeah, she was like Maddie's girlfriend and, the whole Rory stuff. She didn't give that much storyline, so yes, give us nothing. Lukey! Lukey is chef kiss. I love Luke. The only issue was he didn't handle the April situation very well in terms of communicating with Lorelai, because Lorelai she wanted to be there. She wanted to do everything. Like, that part, like, that's what I don't know. I'm gonna rewatch that part again because it was so sad. So, Lily was Kirk's girlfriend. She was nice, but like, she didn't give me anything. But like, thanks for being there for Kirk. Marty, we're rooting for you. Marty, it was a character that had potential. Like, I know he liked Rory. Rory didn't like her. Rory didn't like him. Because Rory, she has the abs. The guys that she picks, yeah. But Marty was not a bad looking guy. She's like, I don't like you. I like Logan. And that was the end. I think Marty left after that. If they did it very well, maybe Marty could have been with Lane. Like, anybody, rooting for anybody else to be related at this point. We were rooting for you because you could have done more. My next guy, I'll never forget you. Medina, Max Medina. Guys. I don't know what that's British chef kiss. Chef kiss. I'm very sorry. I love Max. I think it happened in season 2 when they broke up. I actually paused Gilmore Girls. I'm like, I don't think I can move on. And I did. Every time I watch that part on TikTok, I shed a little tear. The tear where Emily's talking to Lorelai, like, that's the thing about you. Oh. Please, let Lorelai breathe. Emily didn't need to do that. The thing is, like, Lorelai would say yes because, like, let's be honest. After that 1,000 or lilies or some lilies, I think lilies, I would say yes. He did that whole romantic. He's a romantic man, but the marriage, that's the thing. Like, can people just throw proposing too early because you only met 2 seconds ago? She wasn't ready, but you can tell like he loved her. He loved her. He was ready for the marriage. Like, some people are like that, just ready. Just ready to do what they gotta do. While some people, I need time. Max ruined it because you could have waited. Like, you just started dating for like 2 seconds. Please. But I know you really want to marry her. I know it would have been long term, but no. She liked Luke around that time because she was like, she even went to Luke. She was trying to give signs that, can you please stop this marriage because you're the one I like. So I'm going to say they can never make me hate you. They can never make me hate you because I know a lot of people don't like Max, but what you do? You tried. Next is Michelle. So I just put him in they can never make me hate you because that's the second tier. I can't give you chef kiss. I'm sorry. Miss Patty, oh my god. If this lady, I know this lady in real life, I run away. She's really nice, but oh my god, she's so chatty. Her and Babette, they're like literally the same people. If I had those people around my neighborhood poking around my house, be gone. Hansberger? Logan's dad, I can't go. Very manipulative. I don't like him at all. Miss Kim, chef kiss, because she changed. She's a good mother. Paris, like, let's think about it. Paris, like, she wasn't likable in the Chilton times, but later, yeah, I liked her because she was very realistic. She was very realistic about life. Like, Rory, she came from a time where everybody loves her. She has her own plans. But Paris kind of knew, like, not everything is going to go the way you want. She got her reality check real fast. So I think that's a difference. Like, Rory got into all the colleges, all, like, the prestigious colleges. And Paris went through a mental breakdown because she didn't get into what she lived for. That girl worked hard. But she didn't get into it. But it was kind of her attitude that I didn't get into. I mean, come on, think about it. The tape, when they replayed the tape, like, she was literally arguing with the interviewer. So yeah, but like, she worked hard. Like, out of everybody, she worked real hard. So Paris, I stand. But let's not, that relationship with Asher, I don't know, something happened. There was a spirit. But we're happy that she was delivered. Yeah. Richard, great grandfather. But as a father to Lorelai, lack of communication. He doesn't communicate. I feel like there are some situations that happens that he actually needs to speak, but rather you just kind of, not say anything. What you did to Emily, like, you're still seeing your ex-girlfriend. Yeah, that was the if for me, and they've been meeting for years. Like, that really broke my heart for Emily. I couldn't were rooting for you because I couldn't, like, that was out of character. Rory is obviously we're rooting for you. I loved her. Academic perspective, student perspective, she was goals. Very determined. Like, there are many times where her boyfriend will be like, let's meet. She's like, I gotta study. Like, study is her number one priority because why not? She's like, I want to build my life. If you don't want to build your own, buzz off. I think the bar where Logan was like, I love you. She's like, I have an appointment. But, we all know the downfall of Rory. Like, what made me dislike Rory, outside of the Dean situation that we all know, she moved out of Lorelai's house. They couldn't get along. Because she dropped out of Yale. Her grandparents and took her in. They're like, just let her stay for a year, then she'll get back on track. Great. But the time when she moved out without telling the grandparents, like, no matter what, like, I know they're in your business and everything, but they really love you. Like, you're lucky you don't have grandparents. Like, they would do anything for her. The fact that she moved out without even letting them know, just because they're in her business. These are grannies. Like, these are old people. Like, what do you expect? They will be in your business. She moved out without letting them know, and then she goes home just talking shit about them. While you've been there, they've been so good to you. So it's just like lack of appreciation, lack of seeing like the privilege that you have. Article thing, girl, you have a lot of privilege. So stop that bull talk. So we're rooting for you because you were rooting for you. Suki, I'm telling you, Suki was like, she's just so hyper. Like, I can't be with anybody that's too hyper all the time. Towards like the few latest seasons, I started to like her because she made me laugh. No one made me laugh like Suki did. And then when she made me laugh, I'm like, I like you now. So around that situation where Emily invited Luke into the house, making him know that he stinks of poverty. Like, Luke is not poor. That man has 2 houses. And I was even willing to buy that other huge house in the town. He's not poor. But, in contrast to millionaires, yeah, he's poor. Lorelai kind of went into the kitchen and then she was given, like, scenarios of where, like, exes get back together.
And now they're together and they're happily in love after 40 years apart. That's a horrible story.
And then she would just say, like, different scenarios, just making up different scenarios. And, oh my God, I laughed. They're very good friends. Always there for Lorelai. So, chef kiss. TJ. No, I can't cope. I don't like him. But I don't know. It's in between Gabe and Nathan. I can't cope. This guy had potential. Tristan. We were rooting for you. Tristan was only like, I think just season 1 or 2. He liked Rory, but I didn't like that was bullying her at start. Like, I hate that kind of vibe where, I'm gonna be mean to you at first because I like you vibe. Just like, can you just grow up, please? So we're rooting for you because you could have progressed. We didn't really see them mature. We didn't really see the relationship. They didn't even have a relationship, but like we didn't see growth. So we're rooting for you. Tricks. I can't cope. You can tell Emily went through hell. She went through hell with this mother-in-law. Oh my God, I could never. Zach, it's just not good for my girl. It's just not good enough. My girl deserves so much better. We can see like towards the end, it's showing maturity. Like, I want to take care of his family and everything, but just like, no. No. So I'll give, like, it didn't give me nothing. I'll put we're rooting for you because you could have done better. The guitar guy, yeah, I like him. Like, we have to put him in chef kiss because he gave us content, he gave us music for Gilmore Girls. He gave us the aesthetic background noise vibes that we need. Oh my God, I don't like him. Rune, I don't like him. This is Jackson's brother. Oh yes, Jackson's relative. Like, the day he had with Lorelai, oh my God, I don't like him. Sherry, the thing is that we heard so much shit about Sherry, but we hardly saw her on screen. We could only see from Christopher's perspective, like, oh my God, she moved to Paris and left her child with me. Sherry, justice for Sherry because we don't know the whole truth. So I'll say she gave us nothing because we needed a lot. She needs to give us there was content missing in that area, but so I'll say she gave us nothing. She gave us nothing but heartbreak between Christopher and Lorelai, who actually wanted to be together before, the pregnancy thing. Okay, this was the couple. I don't really care for them. Taylor. Oh God. Taylor is my can't cope. I'm sorry. I can't cope with Taylor. He was so annoying. Like, it's not bad, but just doing too much for me. So whenever I see him, I can't really cope because, like, get away, go away. And then, like, my Roman Empire is Jackson was picked for like the mayor of the town. But then all of a sudden in the next few episodes, Taylor went back. Like, I didn't get that aspect. Like, I don't understand what happens. Because I really wanted to see the rivalry and everything. So that is everybody. So if you guys have like a different kind of ranking or you have a different opinion, comment below on like what you think. This is what I think from the first watch. Till next time, XOXO.